चलो फिर मैं स्टार्ट करते हैं। सो in the previous class we did in the previous class we did some question of the functions. Okay, now let us start with the next program of the function, that is new function we are going to start with. Okay, now write down the next question. Write a program to print the following by using the function below. Okay, now what we did in the previous class, we have used only one functions for performing the task, and we have used main function for calling that particular function. Okay, now in this program what we will do, we will see the example of how multiple functions you can call with the help of main functions or without the main functions. Okay, so now we are dealing with multiple functions. Okay, and main function is used to call the function. Now first function, write on the first function void. Function name is area1. Okay, now its argument is int r. Now what is the task of this function area1? It will calculate the area of circle. Now if you know the formula of area of circle, so what you should require, you require radius, so int r is representing the radius of the circle. Now what is the formula of area of circle? Now the formula for area of circle, okay, is pi r square. Now in the keyboard there is no pi symbol, so you have to make a symbol. So I'm writing pi here. Pi into r square, it means r into r. So that is the Java statement for the area of circle. Now next, which functions we have to, that is area2. Okay, now in this you will enter the values. So these are the formal parameters of area2 function. Okay, now what is the task of this function? To calculate what is area of rectangle. If you are a math student, you can easily know what is the area of rectangle. Area of rectangle is length into breadth. Okay, so this is the area of rectangle that you will use in the function. Now let us create the third function, void area 3. Okay, now it will accept that is the this function is going to calculate the area of the square. Now for calculating the area of the square you need side. Okay, so these are the two arguments. We have taken int and we have taken double. Now we will take float. Okay, for accepting the side, given the as side. Okay, now what is the task of this function? To calculate the area of square. Now according to area of square, the formula is, what is the formula for calculating the area of square? That is side into side or side square. So this is the Java statement I am writing, side into side. In your exam also this formula will be given whenever whenever you will attempt the function program. Okay, they will give the formula, whatever the area or volume formula they will provide you. Okay, they will provide you the formula in mathematical form. You have to, while making the program, okay, you have to convert that formula into Java statements. So these are the three functions that we have created. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you in a very quick manner. Okay, so area1 is used to calculate the area one is used to calculate the area of the circle. Okay, and area2 function is used to calculate the area of the rectangle, and area3 is going to calculate the area of square. Okay, now you have to include the main function. Include the main function. It means with the help of main function, you have to call the other functions. Okay. Now, let us start with the program. Okay. Now, let us start with the program. We will start. We will open.
जमीन में ये गंदा काम मत, जमीन में हाथ मत मारो माया, ये गंदा काम।
Okay. Now next. Make any class. Okay. Open it. Select the default program. Delete it. Now, what is the ICSE rule for writing the program? You have to write the name of the program. Okay, in very short. So, what is the program name? Program. With the help of single line comment, you will write program to calculate the area of figures. So in this way, you can write in very short the program name. Okay. Now after this, we will start with import, including the package, that is java.io.asterisk and semicolon. Okay. Now after this, we will make a class, because in the question the class name is not given, so you can make any class. So I am giving my class name as check, or you can write area underscore FIG. It means area of figure. That is the class name. Now you will start with the class body with an open curly braces. Now you will make the first function. What is the first function? The first function is void area1, and its argument is integer type variable, that is R. Okay. Now public is the access specifier that we will use by default, that is void area1, that is the name of the function, and int R is the formal parameter. Now what is the task of this area1 function? The task of this area function is to calculate the area of circle, that is pi r square. Okay. So how you will calculate the area of circle? If you are receiving an integer value r, okay, and with the formula you can understand that there is a pi symbol. So what is the value of pi? You can use 22/7, and the other value of pi is 3.14. But as you know, the rule of Java, 3.14 and 22/7 will give you a float value or double value. So you have to take the result variable as double, because it will return a double value. So I have taken a result variable as ans. Okay. Now what in this ans variable, what you will store? You will store the area of circle, that is pi r square. So you can write 3.14, that is the value of pi, into the r value that you will receive, multiply by r value, that is the r square. Or you can use here, you can also use the mathematical function. Okay, that is math dot, you can use the math class POW function, that is r to the power 2. So in this way you can make your Java statements for the functions that is given. Okay, because they will give you in mathematical form, you have to convert into Java statements. So this you can also use. But for the simplicity of this program, I am writing r square as r into r. Okay. So this is r square. Now what you have to do? You have to display simply the area of circle with some message. So system.out.println area of circle is equals to whatever the value of ans you will display on the screen. Okay. Put a semicolon. Now this is the first function that you have created. Now in the same class only, you have to create the other function. Now we'll start creating the next function, that is public void area2. Now what is the task of area2? As you can see from the program, okay, now area2, it receives two values, okay, two double values, and it will calculate the area of rectangle. So according to the rule of Java, whenever you receive two double values, the value that will be stored in the result variable will be double. Okay, so what are the two formal parameters that is given? That is double R and double P. Now you have to calculate the area of rectangle. Now, as you know, according to the rule, that you have to take one double value. Okay, now here you can take ans variable also, because ans variable is the local variable that is defined inside the function. You can take the ans variable. But for the reducing the complexity of the program, I'm not using the ans variable again. I'm using some other variable. I'm using area variable. Okay, now this is the area one. Now what is the area variable will store? It will store the area of rectangle. It means whatever it will accept the value of L. Okay, because it is the formal parameters, and as you know, formal parameters are the receiving parameters. Now whatever the value of L, it will receive the function area2. okay, it will be multiplied by the value b. Okay, so this is the formula for area of a rectangle. Now, after calculating the area of rectangle, you have to display the area. So system.out.println with a message, area of a rectangle is equals to area value. Okay, so in this way you will display the area. So this is the creation of second function, that is area 2. Now next we will create area 3 function. Now what is area 3 function task? That is it calculate the of a site. It will we will create the third function, that is public void area 3. Okay, now it will accept a float value, that is the formal parameter you will write is float size. Now for storing the float value you will require a float variable, or you can take the double value also, but other if the error will come, then you have to do the typecasting. Okay, so for accepting the float value we will take as result variable also as float. So in this I will taking the result variable as res, that is the variable name for result. So what is the value that is going to store in the res? That is whatever the value of side variable multiplied by side variable, because the area of square is side square or side into side. So our variable formal parameter is side, so you will write the formula side into side, that is the side square. Or you can use the math class also, just be used in the calculating the area of circle. So you can write math dot POW of side comma 2. It means side to the power 2. So that is the way of writing the math part. So for making this program simple, I am going to write as side into side, that is side square. Now what next statement? You have to display those areas in that particular function only. So what you will do, you will write the display statement. You can copy from here. Okay, copy this statement, change the display statement. Now area of circle is equals to the value of res, and res is the local variable. Now all the three functions are created. Okay, now one by one you have to call these functions with the help of main functions, and because there are formal parameters given. In area 1 formal parameter is r, in area 2 formal parameter is l and b, and area 3 the formal parameter are formal parameter is from the calling function. This we have made the called functions. Okay, now we have to make the calling function. Now our calling functions will be only main only. So what is the syntax for writing the main function? That is public static void main. That is the syntax for writing the main function, as you already know. String args. Okay, now because we are using the IO package, we will use throws IO. I, O, and E should be capital because it is the name of the class. Exception. Don't put the semicolon after this because it is not the end of Java statement. This is the function. So those are exception we will give. Okay. Now next we will take the local variables. So how many local variables we require? We require, because all these functions are accepting some values, so we require how many variables? 1, 2, 3, and 4 variables for calling these functions. Now you can change the name of the variables also, and I already told that the actual parameters and formal parameter name should be same, so you can take the same name. Suppose this function is accepting the radius in the variable r, so you can take the actual parameter as also r. So but the data type you should remember. Okay, so that is int r, so you can take int r here. Okay, now next is double L and double B. So here you can take double L variable and double B variable, you can take here. And the next is float side, so you can take the formal parameter as also side. So this is the local variable that we have created inside the main function, because these are the variables are defined in the main function with the because main function is the calling function and rest are the called functions. Okay, in the function we have to accept the values from the user. So one by one you will write the statement system dot out dot println. For calculating the area of circle you require radius. So display the user the message, enter the radius of circle. Radius of circle, what variable you have defined, that is r, and r is int. So what is the statement you will write for accepting by the value from the user, that is integer dot parse int. Okay, okay. So you have to include the class also for accepting the values also. So what are the class that we will use? That is input read equals to new, that is the keyword input stream reader, because without these class you are not able to use the accept, you are not going to accept the user values from the user. Now system dot in. Okay, this we have to include because we have used IO package. Next is the buffered reader. B and R should be capital. That's object is in equals to new buffered reader, and you have to pass the object of input stream. Now enter the radius of the circle. Now you are accepting the radius in an integer form. So integer dot parse int, buffer reader object is in. So in dot read line. L should be capital in read line without space. Okay. Now next is next is the next statement you will accept from the user is to enter the length and breadth of rectangle, because you have to calculate the area of rectangle. So enter length and breadth of rectangle. This message you will display to the user so that it will enter the values of length and breadth. Now what is the variable that you have chosen for the length? That is double L, and for breadth we have chosen small b. So here you will write small l, and you will not write integer here. What you will write? You will write double dot parse double b. Okay. Now this is the statement for accepting double. Same statement will come for the, you can copy from here, this is the same statement, but you can change the, but you have to change the variable. That is, you will not accept L again, you will accept the value that is accepted will be stored in B variable. So after studying this statement, enter the length and breadth of rectangle, the user will enter two values, that is in the form of double value, that is in the form of decimal values that you call in maths. Okay, but we in Java, what we call that? It as double values or floating type values. Okay. Now, next statement that you will write, that you have to accept the side of the square in order to calculate the side of area of square. So you will copy from here and you will write, you can change the statement, enter the side of square. So after studying this, the user will enter the value for the side variable. Now we have taken the side variable as float. So what you will write? You have to change the wrapper class, that is float, and here you will write float. Okay. Now these are the statements that you have created for entering the values of the figures from the user. So this statement that you have to make. Now here what I do, as I already told you, that this is the local variable for the main function, and they are acting as what? They are acting as actual parameters, because from after accepting the values from the user, we have to send this value in order to make these functions work. Okay, so they are also acting like the actual parameters. They are right now, they are the local variables, but after creating the object, when we call the functions, they will act like an actual parameters or actual variable, because in the definition I have told you that actual parameters are the sending parameters and formal parameters are the receiving. So our next step is to create the object of the class, because without creating the object of the class we cannot call the function. So what is the syntax for creating the object? That is the class name. So here I have given the class name as area underscore fig. So you can copy this class name, okay, and you can create the object. So my class name is area underscore equals to, that is the assignment operator and new keyword. We have to make a constructor area underscore fig, okay, that is the class name again, and put semicolon. Okay, so this is the uh, syntax for, this is the statement for creating the object of the class. Okay, now what is the name of the object I have given? Object is also type of variable through which we can call the function. So what is the name I had given to this object? That is obj. Now one by one you have to call this function, call all the above functions with the help of objects. Now with, as you have created the function, it is not mandatory that you can call it in the sequence. Okay, it is not mandatory that the first function that is to be called is area 1. You can call area 2 also, and you can call area 3 also, but always remember that formal parameters and actual parameters should match, okay, between the calling functions and the call functions. No matter what, in the any sequence you can call the functions, but your sending and receiving parameter, that means the actual parameter and the formal parameter should be matched. Okay, if you are calling area 3 function in first place, okay, so if you are using this function, so it requires a side value, so and it requires a float side value. So you have to you have to be very careful while writing the side variable that is of float only. So you have to write the float type of actual parameter in that particular functions while calling. Okay, now suppose I want to call area 2 function first. So what I'll do, I have written the object name as obj and I have to call area 2 function. Now I have written this area 2 function, but the area 2 functions requires two double type of variable, that is L and B. So here you will pass the two double values. Now two double values are, we have taken is L and B. Okay, these are the actual parameters. So actual parameters are written without the data type, and here I will write L and B. Now they become the actual parameters. And whenever you call this area 2, L and B are transferred or copied to this function in order to make area 2 function work. Okay, now it will receive these two values and it will receive these two values and it will calculate the area of a rectangle. Okay, now next is I have to call, suppose I have to call area 1 function. Now what I will write the object name and call the area 1 function, and area 1 function here requires an integer type value, that is R, and here I also take as the integer value as R. You can change the name also, but what I'm telling you, you can give the names of actual parameters and formal parameters same. So here I will send the value R and it will be received by area 1 in order to calculate the area of circle. Okay, that is the radius value. Now next, at the last you can call area 3 function. Okay, and in order to make area 3 function work, you have to give it a float side value, and here we have taken the variable float as side only, so I will write side here. And here I have used the rules of some Java that while writing the actual parameters you don't have to write the data type, but in formal parameters you have to write the data type, because formal parameters are the parameters for the functions, because without it the function will not going to work. Okay, now what we have closed, okay, we have closed the main function. You can check here, this is the main function we have closed. This is the class we have closed. Okay, we have I think we have given extra curly braces, so you will delete one extra. Now let us compile this. If it an errors come, we will debug that. Okay, okay, now the error cannot find class area. Okay, now what is the error here? Can you tell me, Mansi, Anushka, what is the error why I'm getting this type of error here? What is wrong with that? My class name is area underscore fig. So what is the error here?
So
Can
area
you,
is not having the A letter.
yes, the spelling
A
of
is
area is
missing.
wrong. So yeah, you have to correct the area. Okay, now again you have to compile it. Okay, so class compiled. compile, no syntax error is coming. It means we have not done a single mistake while writing the syntax. We have defined all the variables correctly. We have defined functions correctly. We have closed the functions very correctly. Okay. Now, and we have accepted the values from the user in a very correct manner. Now, maybe it happens the runtime error will come because the compile time error has not appeared. So there is no compiled syntax error is there. So it might happen because it is the function programming. It might happen that the runtime error will come. Okay. Now again compile it. So as you can see at the bottom of the screen, class compile, no syntax error is coming. It means your program is able to run. Now you can minimize or close this program. Now again you have to go to the home screen. Now what is the name of the class that we have given? The name of the class we have given is area underscore flag. Right click on it, click on the main function and click on OK. Now you will get the terminal window. Now enter the radius of the circle. It will ask you suppose and what is the value that I have to enter. Suppose I have to enter 5. That is the integer value. Next, as soon as you press the enter, the next statement will go enter the length and breadth of the rectangle. So in the function I have taken length and breadth variable as double. So I have to give a double value. So I have written 45.098. Okay. Now next is beta, if the times run out because I'm getting the message, okay, rejoin it again because I have to explain so many things in this program. Okay, after running the program. Okay. So rejoin this session again. Enter the length and breadth of the rectangle because it has double value and I have to give 56.000345. Suppose this type of value I've given. Now enter the side of the square. Now side of this square, suppose that is the float value I have to give, that is, suppose I've given 0.7. Now, yeah, as soon as you press the enter, the result will be displayed. It means when we enter the radius of circle, that is why which function has had run, because we have called the rectangle function first, so it will calculate the area of rectangle. Okay, because we are in the program we have called the rectangle function first. Okay, so according to the length and breadth, it will calculate it the area of rectangle. Okay, so the area of rectangle, what are the double values that you will get, according to that the area of rectangle will come. Next, we have called the circle function. So the circle function will receive the value 5, and according to the formula that pi r square, it will give you the result as 78.5 according to the radius that is entered by the user, that is 5. Now next is we have called at the last, we have called the area of that is not circle. Okay, I have to change the statement, that is not area of circle. In the program only I have to check it. Okay, so it is written area of circle. No, this is not the area of circle. This is area of square. The statement that you have displayed is so. After compile it and when you run it, you will get the area of square here. Okay, so in the next run we will observe that. So you change the statement. Okay, don't write circle, you will write area of square. So here according to 0.7, that is the point, that is the float value, the area of square. Okay, area of square will come is 0.4899998. That is the float value you will get. Okay, now you can again compile it and run it, and you will get the correct statement, that is area of square, when you next time run it. Okay, now so many things I have to explain in this. First is the commenting. Now according to the ICSE in board exams you have to do commenting, but I have already told you you don't have to do commenting. That is minimum 5 you have to do and maximum 7 you can give. So don't comment in every line of the program. The comments you can give here is, you can give the comments here. What is the comment you can write? That is what is the role of this function? That is calculating area of circle. That is that comment you can give. Now next is, what is the comment you can write here? Calculating area of rectangle. Okay, now here you will write the comment calculating area of square. Area of square. Now I already told you 4 comments are you can give, that is that they are the general comments. What are the comments? Here the main ends, and here class ends. Okay, and at the top you can give comment here the class starts, and here you can give the comment as main starts. So how many comments we have created? We have created 1, 2, this is 3, this is 4, okay, this is 5, this is 6, and this is 7. So minimum 5 and maximum 7 comments you can, oh, it can be 8 also, but try to give between 5 to 7 comments, okay, in between this. So this is the program for calling the different functions with the help of object, because in the previous class what we did, we have made only one function, and with the help of object we have called only one function. But in this program we have created multiple functions, that is more than one functions, and with the help of object we can call any functions according to our need whenever we require in that program. Now after giving the comments, another thing that you have to give is, okay, another thing that you have to give is the VDT. Now how you will make the VDT? Did you know how to make the VDT? Everyone knows? Anushka, Mansi, did you know?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here you will write all the description of the variable. So that is known as VDT, that is variable description table, that is variable. In the next column, that is data type. And in the next column, that is the description. So I hope you can write all these three. Okay. Suppose I've taken R variable. Beta, don't write formal parameters. Okay. R, okay. And R we have also taken as actual parameters. So write the description of R only. Don't write R 2 times. Okay. One for the actual and one, don't write it. Only write the description of actual parameters and the local variable. So R is the actual parameter, data type is int, and its description is accepting radius. Bus, that's it. That you have to write. Okay. In the same way, you can write the description of the other variables also and local variable also. Okay, that is, but don't write the description for the formal parameters. Formal parameters are of no use. Okay. If that formal parameters is having some different role in that function, that you can write it, but don't write the description of formal parameters. Only write the description of local variables and the actual parameters. Okay. And don't waste your time by writing the very long description. Write the description in very short, that I've written like this: accepting radius, accepting length and breadth. Okay. So in this way you will write. Suppose variable L and B I have taken. So what is the data type? If you are having similar values or similar variable, you can write in one. So it is, they are accepting the length and breadth. Understood? So this much I have to tell you. Okay. Anushka, Mansi, understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So Anushka and Mansi, did you return the question of this question we have written?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in this way, this type of function programming will come. Okay. In the next class, we will find out the next type of function programming. Okay, where we will make the function for taking input from the user. There is a separate function, not the main function. Okay, and I will tell you some more feature of the BlueJ in that function. Okay. Okay. So did you return the question? Did you return the program?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I hope you can make this program and you are able to run it. Okay. Try to run this, install BlueJ and try to run these programs. Okay. And write comments and write the variable description table